1, 2, 3, go.
Waiting for my favorite day of the week. I'm in the sun, but no one sees me. I see, I feel everything around me, while the rest of the world just watches TV. And all I have is enough to get by. Who needs weekends when Thursday on your side? Why can't we both forgive and try a new way? We can both live life like every day is Thursday. And I have enough to get by. Now who needs weekends when Thursday's on your side? And we laugh, and we cry, we hold each other every night. Take a chance, and we can try to live Thursday every single night. And all I have is enough to get by. Who needs weekends when Thursday's on your side?
Namaste. Greetings and salutations. It's Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock, and it's Thursday Night Vibes with Master Rochi and Kate Lund. How you doing tonight, Kate? Mm,
I'm good.
yeah, you've had kind of a bummer week, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it started out bad and then progressively got worse.
we've had weeks like that. But yeah, this is a real pain in the ass. You lost your wallet.
I lost my wallet, and then I also had to work a 16, and then I ran out of gas, and it just hasn't stopped.
Well, now you're here with me, so it's got to get better.
I doubt it. But I always like to think things get really, really bad before they get really, really good. So
You know, I agree. You wade through so much shit until you finally get to clean water.
yeah,
So yeah, I agree. And sometimes the shit's longer term than other times.
but
Right on. So how is everything today? How has your day been today?
I mean it sucked, but I've kept a positive attitude. So
You have.
that's the important part: is you gotta not let what's happening to you affect your energy.
That's right. Keep that vibe up. Keep moving forward. And let go of the shit.
Yes.
Just let it go.
Yes.
People, places, whatever. If it's bringing you down, if it's harshing your vibe, just let it go. Let it all go. And you'll feel much better, and you'll have a totally different outlook. It takes a while to learn how to do that, though. It's not easy. It's quite a struggle when you get started.
Getting started's the hardest part, though.
Right? First step on that journey is the hardest one to take.
Oh yeah.
Well, we are continuing our topic from last week on drug testing. This is a big topic when it comes to CBD, all the Delta products, and all. And to recap last week is yes, you can test positive for cannabis using CBD and especially Delta 8 products
Yes.
because the drug test doesn't know the difference. Now, the good news is you can ask for a specific test that will break down and show that it was a legal substance and not an illegal substance. But those tests take longer and they cost more money. But if it's an employment situation, you can talk to them and have them asked to do a mass spectrometer
Yes.
or mass chromatograph.
Yes.
And those will actually break down and show what chemicals were actually consumed.
Based off of what I read, though, too, most of the time before they actually send out the initial test results, they do what they call a confirmatory test, where they dive more in depth. And based off the parameters I read, if you do test positive for THC, their confirmatory test goes down to Delta 9. It has the same parameters as the initial THC test, which is 50 nanograms per milliliter.
Right.
But it specifies to Delta 9, which is regular weed, whatever the kids are calling it these days.
But it can differentiate between Delta 8 and CBD at that test level.
Yes, it can also differentiate between that, yeah.
Right. So if you get popped and you're doing legal stuff, don't be afraid to speak up. And I know that the ADA, the American Disabilities Act, is doing some support on this, and there's other support you can get to help keep your job. So remember, if you're doing legal stuff and CBD and you get popped for cannabis on a drug test, and you haven't been doing the stuff you're not supposed to, you can get them to look closely and prove that you were honest and using legal products.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty. Hey, Waylon.
What'd I tell you?
It's printing.
I knew it was going to happen.
It's your computer, Waylon.
But it's his printer.
Oh, it's your computer, because when I print stuff, it prints immediately.
We've been trying to print this off for like a half an hour, and Waylon said, as soon as the show starts, it's going to print. And sure enough, it printed.
Yeah.
So, very good. What we want to get into a little bit more tonight is how this all happens within the body. I think it's printing again, Waylon.
It's going to print
How many times did you try to print it?
3.
18.
3.
30.
No.
Wow. If it says it's not going to print, you just kind of
You would think after the first time of it not printing, you just.
Well, no, I turned the computer or the printer on and off to see if we could clear it out, and it did. It just took time.
A lot of time.
An hour.
I don't like.
But that's
technology.
a fabulous printer.
It's Waylon's computer.
So, what we've got to look at is a few different things, and just like we talk about the therapies that need to be worked out directly for the individual, tailored to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Showing up positive on a drug test is just as individual as a therapy because everybody's different. We metabolize things different. Male, female makes a difference. Body style makes a difference. Metabolism, activity level, diet.
They teach you this stuff in high school health class, but they don't teach you. They don't apply it to THC. They teach you that if you drink the same amount of alcohol as somebody that's 2 times your size, you're going to be drunk before they are. They teach it with alcohol. They don't teach it with marijuana,
right?
Or THC products or CBD products.
And it's much more difficult to gauge than alcohol.
Oh,
because
yes.
alcohol acts similar. You know, if you're 98 pounds, you're going to generally, most of those people are going to be hit versus the guys that are 200-300 pounds.
Yeah.
But THC doesn't exactly act like that.
No.
And the first thing is we need to talk about is bioavailability, the route that it gets into the body.
Yes.
And this also explains some of the effects, the different effects that the dosages have. Whereas you inhale a substance, just like that, you know, it goes into the bloodstream very quickly.
Right.
Then the next most bioavailable is sublingual, like our tinctures, and that takes effect within a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then the oral route, where you eat something, your edibles, and that goes, that takes much longer to interact in the body because it must go through the liver to be processed, where the other two go directly into the blood system.
Yes. And all of these things have like factors, like for edibles, if you have a full belly, it's not going to hit you nearly as quick as somebody who hasn't eaten all day.
Right. And it may hit you a lot later and at most inopportune times.
Yes.
And that's something else because of the taking it orally has the least amount of bioavailability, but it also takes the longest amount of time to process.
Right.
So that's what gets people into trouble because the high can be more intense and longer with edibles than it will be with a smokable or the tincture.
Right.
And that's why people often pray to whatever deity they believe in to relieve them of the edible that they ate, 2 hours ago.
It's always a process. Food, lay down. Food, lay down. Food, lay down. Before I quit smoking, it was food, cigarette, lay down. Food, cigarette, lay down. Food, cigarette, lay down. Maybe I need a glass of water. That'll help. A shower? No. Man, when's this gonna end?
Actually, speaking of
Now,
shower,
a warm shower will help reduce the high. If somebody's starting to get nauseous and anxious after consuming, a warm shower will help kind of bring them down and make you feel better. So
I feel like a shower makes anybody feel better, though, just in general.
right.
well, that was proven in people who had like the same thing I have, where the people who had the late onset, where they were smokers all the time, and then they would all of a sudden get sick, and they found that a hot shower would alleviate that.
Right.
Now, what alleviates the demons after you eat an edible?
Time.
Asking for a friend.
Yes, time. So that I've read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've got some wonderful musical guests tonight. We have Matt Mason, kind of a folk rocker. You're gonna dig him. You can check his stuff out. And we have a new release by Roaming Mosaics.
Ooh.
And everybody kind of dug that far out spacey stuff that the Roaming Mosaics do. So we've got some good stuff coming up tonight.
Fine.
Right on. Well, why don't we jump into one of the Matt Mason songs tonight?
Waylon. Waylon.
Hmm.
Waylon!
Yeah,
Hit us.
I hear you.
Hit us with that tasty lick, buddy.
All right.
We'll see you in just a minute.
The wound is still tender, but you can't hide the flesh. Burned through by lessons price of love and on death. Wolves in sheep's clothing keep circling around. They cheer and they laugh as you fall to the ground. They rush in low, tear you apart. No one can hear you screaming way out there in the dark. Keep your eye on the prize, boy. Don't you be denied, boy. Stand up and shout, here's to laughing out loud. Keep your eye on the prize. Jealous and petty, I feel them closing in. Cheating in a game that no fool can win. Last man standing, left holding the ball. Leaves a lifetime of anger slithered down the hall. Snakes hiding in the grass, they got me on the run. Where the earth meets the sky, on the road to the sun. Just keep your eye on the prize, boy. Don't you be denied, boy. Stand up and shout, here's the laughing out loud. Just keep your eye on the prize. Slipping and sliding, get up off the floor and get it together and blow off some doors. Beg, steal it, borrow, and get you some wings. You can fly far away from these terrible things. Please don't hate me, 'cause I tell you in peace. Is there anything I can do to win your belief? Keep your eye on the prize, boy. Don't you be denied, boy. Stand up and shout, here's to laughing out loud. Keep your eye on the prize. Stand up and shout, here's to laughing out loud. Keep your eye on the prize.
And welcome back. That was Matt Mason. What can you tell us about him?
Well, I was gonna talk, but then you cut me off.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, that was.
I won't do that again.
I doubt it. Knock knock. Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. Fine, fine. Matt Mason is. I was just trying to tell you a knock knock joke. No, hush. I'm talking now. Matt
I
Mason.
promise I'll. Be quiet this time.
It's too late.
Well, tell him about Matt
Okay.
Mason. All right.
Hush, hush, hush. He needs to be heard about. I'm just trying to inform the people of what a quality dude Matt Mason is, and you won't hush. Matt Mason is an independent guitarist, singer, songwriter, band leader, sideman, teacher, touring and recording musician living in Oklahoma. He started playing parties, nightclubs, and dances around Bartlesville, Oklahoma in his mid-teens. Throughout multiple recordings, over 2,300 gigs in 14 states, he continues to be both a teacher and a lover of music, or student and a lover of music.
Right on. Right
A
on.
student and a lover
I
of
don't
music.
think they sent us all the different profiles Matt's on. But man, I dig his sound. Is he on Spotify?
I can check.
All right, why don't you see what platforms he's available on? Hey, JR, Donnie, Doyle, thank you for tuning in. Always love having you guys around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything to Donnie?
Hi.
Hi.
I know he's on YouTube,
He's on Facebook.
Okay, YouTube, Facebook,
and he is on Spotify.
and on Spotify. I thought that's where I had seen him, but check him out. He has a load of great songs, and a great shout out to Brian at Stereo Bus Productions,
Ah, yes.
because Brian keeps sending us top quality musicians.
Yes.
We really are happy with what he's sharing with us. You said that you had a rough week. I've had a hugely busy week myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, a lot of things are starting to move and move fast, and I think people are going to be hearing a lot about us here in a short period of time.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Now, we were talking about all the bummers and downers of drug testing, but there is something I would like to share.
Hit me.
20 companies that do not drug test. Yes, you know, we're telling you how they drug test, how you can pop positive for stuff, and we're going to tell you some companies that aren't even going to bother testing you. And I mean, they on some security jobs they will, and on safety related stuff, but pre-employment, nothing. So let's start with the list. Chipotle.
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 I've never been.
Chipotle?
But they do not. Google. Now check out some of these companies, and it's really interesting. But Google does not.
Google doesn't.
Microsoft
Microsoft doesn't.
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 Starbucks.
No, Starbucks does a drug test.
No. Yeah.
I almost had a job there once.
If you go through Starbucks very often, you can definitely tell they don't drug test, because it's like, that's not what I ordered at all, but it has my name on it.
I usually get what I want at Starbucks.
All right.
Here lately, it's been a Trienta pineapple passion fruit refresher made with lemonade, of course.
I've been to Starbucks once. I'll never go again.
Why?
It's not my kind of coffee.
You
Mocha.
probably got the wrong thing.
Mocha with extra whip.
But their whole elaborate,
It's not
hot,
elaborate.
cold, iced, frozen.
It's not elaborate. You just must educate yourself.
I'm not educating myself over coffee.
All you have to do is order an Americano and you'd be fine.
What is that?
American coffee. American coffee.
coffee.
Americano.
Then why not just say that?
I need
Or just say black coffee.
a grande Americano, por favor.
What's a grande?
Me
Yeah,
too.
Just
What?
let them go to the
Doyle
gas
said,
station.
too bad you couldn't have the show on the patio tonight.
Yeah, right.
Whole Foods is another one.
I like Whole Foods.
Apple, they don't.
Dollar General.
Shocking.
Dick's Sporting Goods does not. Pre-employment. Michael's,
Do you know what Michael's is?
yes,
What is mine?
it's a craft store.
I'm
Oh.
proud of you.
Oh, well, thank
proud of
you.
you.
I didn't know what that was.
Not proud of you, Waylon.
PetSmarts
You don't need to be.
does not test. Nor does Target.
That's good.
Trader Joe's.
That's good also. I like me some Trader Joe's too.
Sprouts. The Gap.
Quality.
Amazon.
Now, I have a question on that one.
Yes.
Amazon warehouses don't drug test?
Well, let me see what we have. It does not test for marijuana use. While they do administer drug tests, they have deleted testing for cannabis from the required battery.
This is Amazon?
That's
Amazon warehouse.
Kroger,
Just checking.
Walmart, Facebook.
Does Walmart only not test for marijuana as well?
Of course, we know there's large amounts of drug users that work for Facebook and Twitter. Twitter does not test for drugs, but obviously on some of the decisions that Facebook makes, they are obviously on drugs. 24-hour fitness. Well, what'd you find out?
That they only don't drug test for the safety related jobs, which
Right.
is like, is the majority of the jobs, but you could still get a job there.
Wait, 24-hour fitness doesn't?
Nope. And Dollar General is number 20. So, you know, with the rise of legalizing cannabis, and even in in prohibition states, many companies are getting rid of the cannabis requirement of the drug testing. So it's and you can ask them. It's a valid question anymore. Do you test for cannabis? So there's a lot of jobs out there, even for people who enjoy smoking or enjoy their edible herbs and medication. So if you want a job and you're a partaker of the herbal goodness, there are plenty of places that you can look.
Yeah.
That makes me feel kind of good.
That's good.
I didn't realize so many major companies had quit testing for cannabis.
Yeah.
And,
I think as long as it doesn't have to do with safety, they don't test for weed.
yeah, safety and security.
Yeah. But what's funny about that is Staples Warehouse. Staples isn't on that list, but they don't test for marijuana at their warehouse.
Or
Interesting.
they wouldn't. Like if they did do a drug test, they wouldn't have as many workers as they probably need.
Well, that's part of the problem. As cannabis is becoming more socially acceptable and people are understanding the many benefits beyond just getting high
Right.
that there are for cannabis, CBD, and the other Delta family of products, more and more people are willing to try them. They're finding relief. They're finding definite benefit. So with that and the shrinking pool of workers, many companies are in competition for top quality workers, and they're not going to let a positive marijuana test.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that's bad about marijuana is you could go home on your Friday, smoke, eat, do whatever you do, and then you'd test positive on Monday. As to where, like, you were just having a relaxing Friday evening. If you got completely and absolutely trashed drinking alcohol, you could go back to work just fine on Monday.
Well, what really gets me is I go to my best friend's daughter's wedding. I smoke a bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's on a Friday or Saturday. Two chuckleheads down the street start doing their meth weekend starting on Friday. They party all Friday, all Saturday night, stop Sunday. We get drug tested on Thursday. They're clean, and I'm dirty.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right.
And also, if you look at the threshold factors,
Mm-hmm.
Basically everything is a shorter durations on drug testing than marijuana. I mean, marijuana can stay in your systems and be detected up to 30 days after you quit if you're a heavy chronic user.
Right, and that's all because of what we talked about earlier. It's how the body processes cannabis as compared to other things. And I think I said it on the last show, but I'll say it again. If you use meth, your body doesn't process the meth at all. You just pee it out.
Ah,
You just pee it out,
pee it out.
and then you could drink that pee and get high again.
What?
No.
No.
Yep.
No, you're derailing.
Yep.
No. Well, don't let that out, or you're going to have all the meth heads drinking pee.
That's what I'm trying to get. Listen, this is my goal. This is how we're going to get the meth heads off the street. If you see a person
Drinking their own pee,
call the police. Tell them Kate sent you.
don't hire them.
I swear, this is on 60 Minutes next week. Just like the birds are a real thing.
Don't hire them. But, you know, things are changing, and
Yeah.
you know, and we promote safe, educated, and responsible use of cannabis and cannabis products and hemp products. And we highly encourage anybody that's starting a new regimen of cannabis or CBD or whatever hemp cannabis product to see a cannabis professional
Yes.
to get the dosage and the proper cannabinoids to treat your conditions. Uh, but you want to use this under professional care just like you would any other medication.
Mhm.
So please be careful and be responsible with your use.
And don't be afraid to tell your primary care provider as well.
That's it. As a community, we need to let our doctors know that you know we are using cannabis medicinally or recreationally, because it can interact with other drugs as more and more studies are being done on cannabis. Greater information and understanding starting to come out, and people are looking at cannabis as a serious medication, or at least the cannabinoids within the plant.
I can't tell you how many of these youngsters that I work with, they say they
Youngsters.
don't. Yeah, youngsters. That they say that they don't tell their doctor that they smoke cigarettes or smoke weed because they don't want to get in trouble by their doctor. You're not gonna get in trouble by your doctor. Yeah, maybe he'll be like, you need to quit doing that
Right.
with the cigarettes. But generally, per my experience with doctors, they don't care. They just want to make sure you're healthy so they can get their paycheck. It's all good.
Right. And, you know, in order to get the best care, you have to be open and honest and upfront with your
Yes,
doctor.
yes. You need to be completely honest with your doctor. Because all that stuff just hanging out inside your body, they need to know about it. If they want to put you on some kind of crazy medication, but it's got indications that it interacts with THC, they need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't go off the deep end.
And, you know, you hear a lot of stuff about pregnancies and smoking cannabis instead of drinking. There's not been a whole lot of studies done, but the studies that have been done show that THC crosses the placenta barrier.
Oh, yes.
So if you're pregnant, you know, take care of the child.
Yeah.
You know, don't smoke cigarettes or cannabis or do edibles during the pregnancy, and you know, refrain from alcohol use, because there's just not enough information out there to for me to say, oh yeah, you know, instead of drinking, you know, smoke a joint when you're pregnant. I think that's very dangerous.
Not to mention, they also test your baby's first poop for all those kinds of things.
Oh.
They test the meconium, which is the medical term for your baby's first poop. And it can detect anything you've used in your third trimester.
Interesting. Did not know that.
So if you smoked weed in your third trimester, they're gonna know.
And if you let your children play with trash bags, you're gonna know.
Rude. I'm smart. Piss off.
You're smart. I'm smart too. Oh, well, you know, a friend of ours is back, and everybody was pretty crazy about his first song that we did by the Roman Mosaics. That was Celestial Cathedrals, I do believe was the
It was
first.
amazing.
Was
The
the
video
first
was
song.
awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're back, and
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the song.
It is called. Let me find it in these files here.
Sorry, Simon.
The Sweetest Color.
Ah, that's right.
The Sweetest Color by Roman Mosaics. Sounds like a good
It's
song.
spelled Collor.
Right on.
That's how it's spelled in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
didn't
that's
know
where
that.
that's where our friend is from.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Knick knack paddywhack. Give Mama a tone.
Alright, that was good. That was good.
Then the yellow kicked in. It sure is the sweetest color. Then the yellow kicked in. Getting ourselves painted in yellow.
Hey, welcome back, Roaming Mosaics. That is mushroom and headphone music right there.
It is. So,
You seem confused.
so
On mushrooms or headphones?
headphones.
Oh.
I don't usually wear headphones when. Never mind.
Maybe like 8-10 inch subs, you know, with the what is it?
She didn't want to say when ingesting mushrooms.
Mom, shut up!
I dig headphones. I've always loved headphones. That's probably part of the reason for hearing loss. But back in the day, I used to have some really nice cost headphones, and I'll tell you, just nothing about getting highly medicated, putting on the headphones and kicking back. That or getting highly medicated, putting on the headphones, kicking back, and watching cartoons to the music.
You just watch the cartoons.
No, now, this is back when there were pretty much Looney Tunes and Popeye and Yogi Bear and all. So you just turn off the sound of the TV, drop an album on the stereo, throw on the headphones, and watch cartoons.
I see.
My favorite is Take the Money and Run, and from Steve Miller Band,
Yeah.
and the Roadrunner. Great combination.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, try it. Try it. It's almost as good as dropping the needle on the dark side of the moon and hitting the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. You turn the sound off on the Wizard of Oz and play Dark Side of the Moon, and it kind of eerily syncs to the movie.
Out of just curiosity, I'm gonna go home later, and I'm not gonna do
The whole thing.
the whole thing, but I will play the movie, and then
when the lion roars, hit play on Dark Side of the Moon. At the beginning of the movie, it's
The
an
MGM.
MGM movie.
as soon as
When the lion roars, hit play. Not the cowardly lion, the real lion.
yeah, I know you're talking about.
The real life lion.
Yeah.
So yeah, sync it up. It's trippy. It's trippy. Very interesting.
Might not be trippy, but because
You're not tripping.
I'm not gonna be tripping.
No.
Well, you don't know what Kate put in your water.
I got this from the gas station, and it was empty when I got here.
Well, that's what you.
Sure.
No, you came in with two of those.
Did you
I think it's kicking.
I thought you had a red one too.
Yeah, I think it's kicking in already.
I normally have the red one, but no, today. it's
I'm
blue.
pretty sure you
Today
had a red
it
one.
is blue raspberry.
He's taking the reindeer home.
Those give me such bad acid reflux. I don't see how you drink them.
That's just you then.
No, they have so much juice in them. So much.
So much.
Have you tried them?
Like
No.
specifically these.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit more about the Roaming Mosaics.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they, we kind of got sidetracked on the mushrooms and the headphones, but Simon really puts out some psychedelic, man. Not like the old school psychedelic, but trance or whatever. But I dig his sounds. It's something definitely to chill out to and just expand your mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Wonderful.
I feel like if you put it on a loop, put that song on a loop, you could just lay there forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just kind of explore the inner reaches of the mind.
Yes. And as Waylon pointed out, color is spelled COLOUR for Simon's song.
Right.
Because Simon is from the UK.
From the UK.
Or is he from Britain? There was that whole Brexit thing.
Anyway,
What?
anyway,
Boris Johnson stepped down today.
on a more serious note, you know, the shooting in Chicago over the 4th of July was just heartbreaking to say the least. And again, we need to focus on mental health issues, and we've got to stop all of this diversity and division and infighting and just name calling. All of it, we got to stop this because it's really having a serious mental negative effect on people, and it doesn't depend on parties or race or anything. It's just so much toxic garbage out there. We've got to stop it. And we've got to recognize that there is so much more that unifies us than divides us.
Right.
And I wish to hell our politicians would get together and start solving some of the small issues instead of spending all of their time screaming about stuff that nobody really has any control over. But yet they just seem to ignore the responsibility of you know, dealing with the simple problems. And one major problem is mental health.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mental health isn't treated nearly as much as it should be.
No. Well, it's not accessible.
No.
That's the problem. We have a crisis low level clinicians out there.
Oh yeah, and it's not just that. Like, beds are to capacity in mental health facilities. You go to the ER to get transferred to a mental health facility, and you're in there for 24 hours, maybe even, before you can get transferred to a mental health facility where you can get help.
And that is costing lives.
Yeah.
That's costing lives in suicides. That's costing lives in murders.
Mm-hmm.
And we are having a mental health crisis in this country. Also, with all the mental health issues that were brought on by the COVID.
The COVID.
And, you know, that has even compounded the problem
Oh,
more.
yeah.
It has increased, not only cannabis use, but it has increased other drug use.
Well, and I feel like it's kind of divided our communities as well because everybody spent so much time in isolation. You know, it's hard to get back to being normal after being in isolation.
Yes, and we need to, and this has been happening not only because of the isolation that we had, but social media has a lot to be blamed for. We've forgotten how to connect at the human level, the one-on-one, the small group level. You hear so much of, well, I'm not talking to them because they believe this, or they voted that, or they said this, or they supported this, or they didn't support. We're becoming so petty.
Yeah.
Ending friendships, not speaking to family over issues like this. If anything, this is at the time that we need to come together and listen, not talk, listen, and understand, because everybody has a valid point on either side of the argument. But if you're screaming at somebody, you can't understand what points they're trying to make.
Right.
And if they're screaming at you, they can't understand. So we have to take time. We have to listen. We have to ask questions. We can't just accept things on face value.
Right. And it's okay to be friends with somebody even if they don't disagree with you. Or even if they don't agree with you.
Right.
Whoopsie daisies.
And, that's one of the things. I would hate to be around a group of people that think exactly like I do. That, number one,
that group of people doesn't exist.
I think it would get boring. It's kind of like Groucho Marx said, I would never be a member of any group that would have me as a member.
Right.
And it's kind of the same thing. If you're surrounded by people that all have the exact same beliefs.
Well, and even like somebody that agrees with every single thing you say,
Right.
it's monotonous.
Well, there's no growth. There's no new insight.
Exactly.
You know, you get stuck. That's what happened in the Dark Ages. They didn't want to educate or further learn. So science, mathematics, medicine, everything pretty much came to a standstill.
Right.
So, have a diverse group of friends. It makes getting together a lot of fun, because you can debate and talk and share, and it makes you a broader range person,
Oh,
a
yeah.
smarter person, and a more interesting person. The more diverse your circle is.
Right. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something, but
Ah, that was your choo-choo going off the tracks.
I will say I have met people that are they revolve their entire life around politics, and like they've cut me off because of I didn't agree with what they thought.
Right.
And it's like, well, it shouldn't really matter. I was like, I've known you, talked to you, and friends with you, but then you're just gonna cut it right there because I don't agree on your political view, and it's like, well, it just shows that they're ignorant. But
I remember one night
very
I was at
valid.
work and the CNA that I was working with had to point out to me that the nurse we were working with was getting annoyed because I was talking about RuPaul's Drag Race, and I guess she was offended by the LGBTQ plus community. But I mean, I didn't see it.
Right.
But I didn't realize I was frustrating her with my conversation. I didn't realize she had a different opinion than me, and because she wasn't talking at all.
Right. Well, and that's where we need tolerance.
Right.
Because even though I absolutely disagree with something that you believe or say, it's just words. It's not having a direct impact on me, and I need to be tolerant of your views, even though you vehemently disagree with the way I see some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We should be free to express ourselves
Yeah.
without fear of repercussion. And both sides say that, but then they attack each other.
Yeah.
And it's madness. If you say that we should both respect each other, then respect the other side.
Yeah.
It's one of these things where somebody's got to go first, and basically, open up a dialogue and start talking. It's frustrating to see just all of the garbage that's out on the news, that's out on the internet. So hateful, so divisive on all sides. It's not just one side. And the splinter groups and the ultras on the right and the left. We just, as a nation, as a community, as a neighborhood, we just have to say enough of this nonsense.
Right. I think it would really help if we just did away with political parties.
Oh, there's always going to be political parties.
I know, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
But I think that we should open it up to more than just two. And they say,
Yeah.
America is just a two-party system. A viable third party hasn't come around with a message strong enough to draw, enough people from the other two parties into one group.
or going back to what you were saying, some of these people are so obsessed with like their political party of choice that they don't want to have a different opinion. They don't want to have an open mind. They just
Well, right now may be a time that a third party could surge because both the Democrats and the Republicans are moving, further to the right and to the left, and the gap between them is huge now. And if there could be a party that came in and filled that that gap in between, the truly moderate, that embrace ideas both from the right and the left, as long as they make sense, they're fiscally responsible, and they're actually doing good for the community. I think if you had a party that came out with a message like that, they could be strong in these times.
Yeah.
Because I think people are just sick of it all. And you know, what's the definition of insanity?
Doing something over and over again and expecting different results each time and receiving the same result every time.
Right. And it kind of sounds like our political system.
Yeah. Well, and it's been this way for a long time, like since the beginning. The Whigs and the Democratic Republicans, and then the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists, and now the Democrats and the Republicans.
And you can't forget Teddy Roosevelt's Bull Moose Party.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we've had a lot of different parties throughout the country's history.
Oh yeah.
And, they rise, they fall. But, maybe it's time for a moderate party to come in and maybe become a dominant party.
I think so. I really think steering away from the main two parties would be spot on.
Well, again, the majority of Americans believe that cannabis should be off of Schedule 1. And should be decriminalized or legalized.
Yeah.
Now there's a division after that, whether they're for full recreational legalization or for medical legalization, and that stuff to be worked out in the future. But cannabis does not belong as a Schedule 1 drug.
No.
And we need to get that changed immediately. So, keep reaching out to your senators, your congressmen, anybody that'll listen. Join NORML. They do great things. Look for local NORML chapters or, county or city cannabis groups. Advocacy groups. I can say it. You see, that's a big word for me today.
You said advocacy.
Yes.
Advocacy.
But, become involved. Get out there and talk to people. I've been talking to people since the mid 80s and handing out pamphlets on the street just to see people pick them up and throw them down, step on them, throw them away. Talking about how hemp can save the world, cannabis can save you. There's so much benefit from this plant and many others. And that's where, you see, you didn't remind me, the sponsor of the show, Master Rochi's Garden. We are all about full plant, botanical, cannabinoidal medicines. We are taking some ancient remedies that had been used for thousands of years, and we're pumping them up with some of the cannabinoids and terpenes to really give you some outstanding results. A lot of the stuff that you're buying over the counter is poison. It'll take care of your symptoms and stuff, but the overall effects and damage that it's doing to your body, we need to get back to natural full plant medicine.
A lot of prescription medicines can be very damaging to your body.
Check out our golden medley on our website, masterrochisgarden.com. It's CBD and anti-inflammatory. CBG kind of gives you a mental boost, and CBDA, which is the precursor to CBD, has even more anti-inflammatory properties. So it kind of helps you get loose, get moving, feeling better. Great thing to take in the morning. And also, probably one of our prized products is our beard oil. get on our website, check out our beard oil. You are going to love it, but it's not just for beards.
Mm.
We have, well, what do you use it for?
I use it on my hair.
Use it on your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have people using it for dry skin. We have people, you should try it between your glove changes.
Mm-hmm. You know what else I use it for?
What?
And you wouldn't even think to use it for this? I put it on the clippers before I cut Luke's hair.
Oh, interesting. Yes, because
Rather
it's a
than
very light oil.
yeah, rather than the oil that comes with it, I use that because it's all natural.
Very good. Very good.
Big brain.
But I've been hearing people of using this for some dry skin patches.
Probably be really good for if you got some big calluses on your feet.
And the cold pressed hemp seed oil is really good for reducing wrinkles. So I have heard of some people using it as a facial oil
Yeah.
to help
And
tighten
the
it up.
jojoba oil they use for stretching.
Because this is the most close to the
Elasticity.
natural oil that the body produces, so it's readily absorbed,
Mm-hmm.
and it does some great stuff for hair, for skin. So check it out, MasterRochiesGarden.com. All of our wonderful different products, and be looking for some new products to be coming out shortly.
You know what slugging is?
Do I want to know?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
Okay, so slugging is where you put an excess amount of moisturizer on your face before you go to bed at night so your skin absorbs it better.
Right.
You could do that with the oil, but just make sure you wash your face in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see that. But yeah, very, very healthy oil for the skin and the body.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Never.
Never ever.
My butt's numb.
Just like your head.
Oh, I haven't gotten up this live.
Well, do you have any good news for us this week?
I do. It also happened on July 4th, but it's good news.
Well, we could use some good news. We can always use good news.
Oh, it's going to start out sad, so be prepared.
I'm
Okay. A little boy in Elkhart went missing on July 4th. Went missing. They put out an Amber Alert, and finally the helicopters got out and were looking for him. And they checked in this one spot where his family was hanging out whenever he went missing, and he wasn't there. And then the helicopter driver said, pilot said he just had a feeling, and they went and checked this other field, and they found the little boy safe and sound in Elkhart County, Indiana.
wonderful.
Okay, when you first started it off, I was like, how is this good news? I was about to just say it.
They found him safe and sound.
But I'd let you finish it. And
Do you know how, and it's sad, but do you know how rare it is you hear that a child is found safe and sound after they go missing?
oh, rare.
When I read that and I saw that the child had been found, I was like, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Because so many times it seems that it turns out
Here
the
recently,
opposite way.
they've been falling in, since it's summertime, kids falling in lakes and stuff.
yeah.
And I thought that's where that news story was going when I first read it. I thought he had maybe fallen into a lake or something. But no, he was found safe and sound.
That is good news. And, we need to have a little good news every day. Again, help raise those vibrations. You know what? We need to have a show talking about vibrations. And I might know somebody to get on to talk about that. But very cool. And it's scientifically proven that, you can vibrations
Yeah.
affect your body.
Well, even
Look at your singing bowl down there.
even your cat laying on you purring, the vibrations from the cat's purring helps heal your body.
I should be well healed.
Me too. Me too.
Because actually at the moment I do not have a cat attached to me. So that is it's a feeling of freedom I don't often have.
Me neither. Here lately, I've had that white one attached to me at the hip. Nova has not left me alone all week. Every day, she just right on me.
Well, I've had my 3 Velcro buddies, the 3 black ones, Tekamo and Junior, seem to all want to attach to me at the same time.
Right.
And although I appreciate their wanting to be close, one at a time, please.
Right. Meatbug here, and the other thing lately, Meatbug and Princey, the twin grade long-haired cats,
Mhm.
they have been getting me at the same time, and they get jealous over each other, so
Right.
they try to push each other out of the way, even though, well, I think it's because they're brothers,
Mhm.
they're womb buddies.
Well, Nero, Tegamo was curled up next to me, and Nero came over and laid on top of him, made him move because he was in.
Julie
he
says
got his
petting
spot.
Julie says petting a dog lowers your blood pressure.
Oh, hey, Julie. Greetings, greetings, greetings.
We're cat people, Julie. We only have one dog, and she's weird.
Julie has a cat.
Yeah, Puddin'.
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 Not any weirder than any of my names.
No, no, not at all. Well, I hope that you have a better week next week than you have had this week.
Like I said, it hasn't been that bad. It's just been exhausting.
Right?
But I've been keeping that PMA, positive mental attitude. That's how you gotta get through it. You don't let the bad times get you down.
No, and you got to put the work in. Today can today can be the first day on that journey of the person you're going to be 10 years from now. Decide what you want, decide who you want to be, set your sights, and every 10 years you're a different person. So who are you going to be in 10 years?
I don't know.
I hope to be above ground.
Jeez.
Oh man.
Jeez.
But you can do anything that you set your mind to.
Right.
And if you're passionate about it and you set your mind to it, and you can achieve anything, honestly. And especially in this country, you have the greatest opportunity to achieve here than you do anywhere in the world. It's up to the individual.
Literally.
Yeah. It doesn't matter age, gender, race. If you set your mind to it, you can achieve it.
It's literally called the land of opportunity.
Yes. And,
People fight to get here.
And you know what? I believe in each and every one of you that if you set your mind to it, you can achieve anything and everything.
If you believe, you can achieve.
All right, Zig Ziglar. Well, I think we had a pretty good show tonight.
Yeah, other than my butt's still numb because I haven't had a chance to stretch.
Right. So would you like to say goodnight, Kate?
Good night, guys.
Good night, and as always,
Don't drink the water.
peace, love, good vibes. And she may be on to something. Have your water tested. We're under a boil order.
Have been since Monday.
So have a wonderful evening and a good weekend.
Friends.